Well, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to your first visit. My name is Matt Samulski. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel I do car reviews, and today I have this 2021 Ford Escape SEL. Now, I rented this car from a rental car company, and since I'm traveling for work, I decided to give it a review. So today I'm going to take you off the tour of this vehicle, exterior, interior. We're going to check out some cool of the interesting features inside of this car, pop the hood open and see what's in there. Finally, I'm going to take you for a spin in it. So if you're ready, let's go. Okay, so I gotta tell you, I'm gonna start right in front of this vehicle, and I tell you, when I first saw it, it wasn't my favorite car. It kind of grew on me a little bit. I still think it's kind of a strange looking one, but here's what's interesting about this car. Look at the size of this lights. The lights are huge comparing to the rest of it. Now, they're set inside. Both of the lights are set inside this light housing in here, and then you have your regular lights, you have your high beams, you have your turn signals. Now you have the halogen beam, part of that SEL trim right here. Now, as far as the hood of it, nothing crazy. You see this shiny black grille in here, a little bit of a matte trim, and then a little bit of an accent like this SEL spoiler, if you will. So that's the front of it, big Ford logo right here. And I'm gonna pop the hood and see what powers up this thing. So a couple things, looking at the engine compartment. First of all, I hate those prop sticks, especially the big one right here that sits in front. Now, they're available with two different engine options, and this one is the base one, the 1.5 liter engine, 180 horsepower, 185 horsepower right here, or something like this. Now, it's not a rocket fast. It's kind of a weird feeling in it, but I gotta tell you, once you get it up on the expressway, once you get it up to speed, it goes pretty darn good. And I've been getting over 26 miles per gallon on this vehicle, so that's pretty good thing. So let's check out the rest of it. Well, alright, the side view on it, nothing too crazy about it. You see that it's basically one color with a little bit of an accent with this matte chrome trim around the wheels at the bottom of the vehicle itself. This one has 18-inch wheels. It comes standard with 17s, I believe. It does have the keyless entry, and this is it. Let's check out the back of it. Back in here, nice lights. Okay, you have a little bit of a reflector. You do have two exhaust tips for this powerful 1.5 liter engine. But the biggest question usually when somebody looks at the back of this car is, see how much room do we have inside of it. And it is a power gate, which is a pretty nice option in here, and let's check out in here. Alright, so I gotta tell you, I'm traveling pretty light, but I had the suitcase, and no problem fitting it in here. That could be 2-3 suitcases that you can fit in here behind the seats. No spare tire, but it does have this fix-a-flat type of deal, and you have a little bit more of a storage compartment. So some of you who like to have a spare tire, there is room to put spare tire in here. You just have to purchase one, and there you go, you'd be all set. Now, the seats do fall down, okay? It does have this 60-40 split for the seats to allow for the maximum room. Anything else in here? 12-volt outlet. This is the back of it. Let's get inside of it. All right, the question always to ask is, does it have enough room in the back seat? And I gotta tell you, it's not the most spacious one, but because of the way that the seats are designed, my knees are not hitting the seat in front of me, and I have it adjusted to my regular driving position. Seats are fairly comfortable. Interior is, well, it's plain but functional. We're gonna check out more detail of it in front of it, but in the back, all you have is this USB and the USB-C port, and then you have your air conditioning vents in the back in here. So let's get in the front. Let's see where the magic happens. Okay, we're gonna check out and see how it sounds when you close the door. What I gotta tell you, it sounds pretty good for a Ford. I mean, they used to be pretty clunky. Right now they've changed up their game quite a bit. So let's see what's on the door. Now the door, you know, here the door panel is wrapped with this, I think it's called the Sport X or Active X material, kind of leather-like looking. It's fairly decent. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's a fairly decent material. Lock on lock, door mirror controls right here, and here's how it looks. So look at the seats. Seats are nicely profiled. These are electric control seats, so those are power seats. And driver's side, and on the left hand side of the steering wheel you have basically light control, the dimmer, and the gate opener in here. Let's see what else is here. All right, so let's quickly go through some of the features of this interior of this 2021 Escape. So you do have a multifunction steering wheel, and you do have an instrument cluster that looks like this. Let's see what happens when we start the car. Okay, it lights up, so it's a digital instrument cluster, and it has basically the tachometer on the left hand side, the speedometer on the right hand side. You do have the temperature at the bottom, you have the fuel gauge, and then you have basically the trip. Now can we change something that's going on in here? Trip 1, trip 2, reset all values and configure view. Okay, so we can do default, trip odometer, trip timer, average fuel. So just a basic information. But that's most of the vehicles in its class, unless you go with the really high-end models. That's what they're gonna have. So that's your instrument cluster. Let's move on to here. Now it does have a screen that looks like a Mercedes or a BMW screen. Most of the manufacturers are going with this particular look on the screen. This is a touchscreen, which is really nice. And as far as the basic options, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of it, but you know, you can see this is your home screen, and it says it's got my phone connected, it's got a compass, its audio is off. Audio is on the decent side. I mean, there's nothing too crazy about it, but I'm going to turn off the fan a little bit. But it's actually a pretty decent audio system. It's not a premium one. So you have audio.
At our drive-thru on the corner of Belmont and Harlem, and online.
Okay, you can have phone settings. Now I have it mine connected, so it's gonna have all of that. Now let's see what apps are here. Find mobile's at, Pandora is connected. Settings, okay. Clock Bluetooth driver's assistance. Let's see what features are available as far as the driver assistance. So it's standard lane keep assist, pre-collision assist, rear view camera. Okay, blind spot, park aid, cross traffic alert, driver alert, traction control. So tons of safety features on this fairly base Escape. Now it's not a base one. There's only 2 levels that are above it. We're going to go through the trims in just a little bit. And that's basically it. That's what you have. You do have an Android Auto and basically Apple CarPlay on here. And it is very useful, okay, especially when you're traveling. So I have it connected. I have my phone connected most of the time to it, and it actually works pretty darn good. So you can see the map pops up right away, and then you can have your Android Auto, you can have your menu, etc, etc. That's basically your Android Auto Connect. At the bottom here you have volume, you have radio controls, you have tune in here. Now by the way, the Android Auto is cable connected right here. So you have your automatic climate control. Okay, this is your settings for the automatic climate control. What's interesting, this one does have heated seats and a heated steering wheel in here as well. The bottom here you have a 12-volt outlet, USB-C and the USB port, and right here in the middle you have your rotary dial for the gear shifter. You do have a low gear wrench if you get stuck or if you need some to get out of some spot. You have an electronic parking brake. And this is, I'm not sure what this is. What is this? It has a little hand on it. Oh, maybe somebody knows what it is. So, what else? The different drive modes, okay, that are right here. And they're basically, you keep on pressing it and it changes from normal to eco to sport to slippery and to deep snow and sand. And then you can turn off your automatic engine on and off feature in here. You also have my rental paperwork in here. You have your basically storage compartment. Okay, this is your interior of this 2021 Escape. As far as the quality of the materials, this is my pet peeve with Ford, and I think that these are on the cheaper side. Okay, this plastic is not bad. This is kind of the soft injection plastic. This is okay, but when you start going into this hard plastic, it's very plasticky. It's worse than most of the competitors. But it's steering wheel, I mean, it feels good, you know, instrument cluster, all of that stuff. You know what, I've been driving this car for the last 4 days, so I'm gonna take you with me on a quick drive. Hey guys, before we take it for a spin, I gotta tell you, let's talk a little bit about the price, because I don't have the sticker price for this particular vehicle, and Ford's website is making it confusing, to say the least, to get to the right build for this particular car. Now, I know that there's several different trim levels that are available on the 2021 Escape, so let's quickly explore that and let's see the models and specs. So you can see the models are SE, SE Hybrid, SE Plug-in Hybrid, SEL, which is this one right here, SEL Hybrid, SEL Plug-in Hybrid, Titanium, Titanium Hybrid, Titanium Plug-in Hybrid. How is that for, you know, getting people confused on here? So anyway, we'll choose SEL. It starts at $29,505 if you go to build and price and you add some of the features, which this one is an all-wheel drive, and you know, we can check this. Okay, so by the way, the base Escape starts at about $25,000. So it looks like this one, as we sit right here, should be at about $32,645. And I gotta tell you, this is a pretty good price comparing to, like, let's say Toyota or Honda, you know, which are probably priced a little bit higher. Now, this one is also probably the least powerful of them all, and I'm going to take it for a spin. I hope you come with me to see how that actually drives. Now, I have driven it, like I said, for the last 4 days, so I have a pretty good feeling. But why don't you come with me and let's check it out. Before we get to it, let's check out the rear view camera. First of all, it is a basic rear view camera, and I think that right in this day and age, there should be no excuse. All of them should almost be high quality or high definition. Okay, it does have the trajectory line, so they move when you turn the car, and it does have this little Ford vehicle right here, and that's basically for your backup sensor. So let's see if that's gonna work. Let's see if we can get close to a vehicle behind us, and when is it gonna start? Is it gonna start beeping? Is it gonna start showing up on the screen? Okay, now it's doing it. So okay, so it does have some audio, voice in here, noise, and then let's check out the turning radius. Okay, the turning diameter on this thing, I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty impressed. I mean, it is a small SUV, it's on the smaller side. Let's see if we're gonna make it. We don't want to crash that Mercedes right there, but it does have a pretty tight turning radius, and it feels pretty good when you don't have to accelerate. I gotta tell you, it hesitates quite a bit when you hit that accelerator, but we'll check it out in just a second once we get on the main road. But you know, if you don't have to hit it, if you're, you know, driving mostly in the city and you don't have to merge into traffic and you don't have to accelerate, let's see what happens. See, okay, I'm flooring it, and now that turbo comes out. So it does have quite a bit of that turbo lag. That turbo doesn't kick in till later on. Once you get up to speed, I mean, it drives okay. I mean, it's a pretty smooth drive. There's not a terrible noise coming from the outside. The drive is smooth. The suspension is pretty good on this thing. So I mean, there's really no complaints. I mean, the really nice blind spot assist right here tells you whether somebody is in your blind spot or not. Comparing to some other vehicles, not bad. Another thing, that I want to mention too. This is the regular one. This is the small engine, but this is the regular engine. This is not a hybrid, not a plug-in hybrid, and it still gives me over 26 miles per gallon combined in between the city and the on the expressway. So that's worth noting, because it's pretty decent gas mileage in here without it being a hybrid. Now with the hybrid system, supposedly that's going to get you up to 40 miles per gallon. So if you're looking to save money on gas and if you drive a lot, consider the hybrid system. That might be for you. Overall, it's not a bad vehicle at all, not a bad sport utility, subcompact or compact sport utility, however you want to call it. There's so many of them, it's hard to keep track, but I think it's considered a compact, actually, not subcompact. Decent size, people can fit in here. I'll give it a thumbs up. Guys, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in to my channel. If you like what you see, consider hitting that button right somewhere on the right hand side of that screen. Smash that like button, helps me out a lot, helps me bring you more vehicles like this, okay, maybe a little bit different, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.